Graduate School of Public Policy at the University of California, Berkeley. Referred to by its students and graduates as GSPP, it is one of the schools that pioneered professional training for the men and women who help shape the important policy decisions that affect us all. But many people are still not entirely certain what a graduate degree in public policy covers, or of all the possibilities of this expanding field. The following is a brief look at the field of policy analysis and at the Graduate School of Public Policy and its program.
I graduated from the School of Public Policy in June of 1978. I chose to go to Washington, D.C. for a little while, and from there I found employment here in Sacramento with the Legislative Analyst's Office. There were a number of our graduates in our class had found jobs there, and I hooked up with the graduates here, and they helped me get employment here, and I was assigned to the Education Finance Unit. I was then asked to come here to work on Speaker Willie Brown's staff as his education advisor. Discussion for some Republicans, why don't we levy the fee up to the national average, which is about $900? And that
is $900 at the community college level?
Yeah.
$900?
Yeah, this is getting up there.
That's ridiculous. How many students did we lose with just a $50 fee?
Let's see. Well, we lost 30,000 black students on $50 fee.
Well, let me ask you. Are there any trade-offs we may be able to make with the governor? It's rare to find a real quality staff person in that category, and I've been really lucky. I've had probably the best two that have ever worked in state government, but I got to assume that there are many other persons like Dale Shumasaki whose skills have been honed so that they are now able to really make a tremendous contribution in the public service arena, and so I applaud the school.
So just knowing you're going...
The hardest part about being a policy analyst in a new and exciting field is going home to your parents and telling them, I'm a policy analyst, and they say, so, what's a policy analyst? I mean, they've heard of attorneys before. They've heard of economists before. They've heard of statisticians maybe, but policy analysts. And yet, we are all of those things. Anyone who is on the hot seat, who has to make decisions, but is mainly a politician, needs people like us give him advice so he understands, or she understands, what the consequences are of the decisions they're about to make.
That seems like sort of Ronald Reagan, sort of how many welfare mothers can we lay end to end and wrap around the world? That's an easy thing. You have to have some, I think, some really statistical handle to grab onto. So I would be leery of that.
Then you're stuck having to make some decision about the value of pain and suffering. Now, we'll ask that question about this case, about regulating safety on the road. Should people have to wear seatbelts? Does somebody want to restate the technique that labor economists used to get at this?
I thought they look at different occupations and their inherent risks. And so, of course, some occupations are more risky than others, and they get typically higher wage rates. So through some sort of analysis, they conclude what the value of a death is.
What we learn here at the School of Public Policy is analytical skills, the ability to use economics, mathematics, computers, political sophistication and so forth to be able to take apart a problem, whatever that problem might be.
What I'm looking for when I go out recruiting is someone who has very strong analytical skills, good quantitative skills, and good communication skills, both written and oral. We can do the best analysis, but if we can't communicate it to the legislature, then we really haven't done our job. GSPP grads can hit the ground running, if you will, and jump right into the kind of work we do.
Many times within 15 minutes or an hour or a day, we have to become instant experts on an issue that we may not know anything about.
GSPP students receive their basic analytic training in the first year of the master's program.
And one of the first things they have you do is to give you a real dose of reality. They give you a complex, difficult policy question that's literally drawn out of a hat.
Oh, there's one more rule. Don't, you can consult with anybody you like, but don't exploit some faculty member or second-year student who's already studied the whole thing and can sort of lay it all out for you. That's not fair.
You have to really tighten the graph.
What is this? What is this? Unfunded pension liabilities owed to public employees are an enormous problem for all levels of government, and we should quickly find ways to prevent the problem from getting worse. What does this mean?
Unfunded pension liabilities? Oh. Wow.
I'll pull you through part of the way.
Oh, really?
I can explain.
It's just a lot of words.
Yeah.
So you go in and there are like racks and racks of information, mostly in English,
okay.
on different industries. So they encourage different people to come in. Like if you want to trade your furs, you go. If you want to do semiconductor stuff, it's semiconductors. And if
Hi, my name's Dan Tuden. I'm a graduate student in public policy at Berkeley. You heard about me.
What would happen if rent control were either eliminated or curtailed?
Yesterday after I got the project, I went to the library and looked at the computer card catalog. Today I've been to the law school library, look up the rest of the resources, start an outline, and then finish researching and start typing. And in the morning I'll get up at 6, since there's a couple hours difference between here and Washington, and I can do whatever interviews I need to do and add them in to the modern miracles of word processing.
All right, let's have your 48-hour projects. You got them all done?
This is the best of two worlds, because right across the street here, we've got a fantastic campus, huge library system, resources in all kinds of policy areas, energy and natural resources, and the School of Social Welfare, and the School of Education, and you name it, Berkeley's got something cooking in that area. But that paired with a small, intimate school right across the street here in the School of Public Policy, it's just a terrific combination.
The resources of the Berkeley campus and a top-notch education in the basic elements of policy work, those of quantitative, political, organizational, and communication skills, are major elements that attract students to the Graduate School of Public Policy. But there's more.
The basic reason came down to the size of the school.
I know I'm not just a face in the crowd here.
And there are also people that come with all kinds of different previous experiences. And I think that really helps as far as the class discussion and also just learning from each other.
The diversity and stimulation of the school echo the vitality and energy of the campus itself.
Every time someone starts to say something intelligent,
It's been on the forefront of so much, and it still is. I mean, just last summer around the corner up here, Corazon Aquino was speaking at the Greek Theater, and people dropped what they were doing here at the school and went to hear her and so forth. And yes, we've had Bishop Tutu here, and but there's always been things like that going on here at Berkeley.
and stretch out their arms.
Berkeley is rich in intellectual, political, and creative resources, but students who come here don't have to be rich.
The tuition here, of course, is way, way below the other top schools in this country. And Berkeley is one of the top 5 policy schools in the country, but it isn't a public university.
Adding it all up, including the tremendous difference in cost, with this place costing less and giving more financial aid.
This school does not like to lose students, and they don't.
Summer internships are an integral part of the educational program.
The internship experience is a critical element of the whole training. It's the place where you get to put together everything you've learned, do it for someone else, and see it working in the world. When I was looking for an internship in Washington last summer, and I introduced myself as being from the Graduate School of Public Policy in Berkeley, immediately doors opened. So I had several choices, actually. I was at the choices between working for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting or the U.S. Congress, and I chose the job at the U.S. Congress. There are a lot of Berkeley alums working in Washington, and they were very helpful to me. They were helpful to other people picking up an internship. And they meet together regularly. It was a very useful network.
That network and Berkeley's excellent reputation also come into play when it's time to get a job in local, state, or federal government. In the private sector for firms such as the Bank of America or Blue Cross Blue Shield, or for nonprofit organizations like the Children's Defense Fund or the Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund.
We don't have any unemployed alumni. I mean, the job market for us at Berkeley has not been a problem. We're in hot demand.
I've been reading their student accepting applications.